I got that California.
What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our round one battle for the PCL. This is the quarterfinals, so we would have to win 3 games in a row to pick up the championship in this league. And we're facing off against Danza, coach of the LA Nidokings. If you guys remember the battle that we had against him, I believe it was either week 9 or maybe week 8. One of the two. I think it was week 8. No. Week 10? I don't even remember, but it was a really crazy battle that honestly came down to the fact that our defensive Halucha managed to live a Continental Crush Z-Stone Edge from a Terrakion. It was almost a minimum roll for him. It was actually one of the, I think, the 5 lowest rolls. It was definitely in favor for him to get the KO there. And if he got that KO, he just swept me. But instead, because he didn't, because Lucha came through and survived, we were able to almost in a way reverse sweep him with the rest of our mons in the back and our Alolan Persian. But he has a very scary team. I didn't expect a lot of what he brought, honestly, even though it's what he brought the last time. I really thought he was going to bring like the Muck. I thought that was a great bring. I thought the Hippo was a great bring, but he didn't end up bringing them. So honestly, like I think I said last time, but this is a game that I could have seen any single Pokemon on his entire roster come except for the Go-Goat, and like it's a Go-Goat. So yeah, but anyways, we'll go into the matchup right now, and then I'll go over the teams that we have because again, playoffs are pretty important. So we'll get right into it. I'm sorry, I'm like gonna try and rush through this a little bit just because it is what 9:35 a.m. and I usually upload these on at noon, so I have to record, edit, make my thumbnail and make my my layout, and then upload, render, do all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I can get up by noon. But anyways, let's get into it. So my team is Tapu Koko, Halucha, Nidoqueen, Snorlax, Alolan Persian, Gourgeist, Victini, Skarmory, Manaphy Z-moves that is, Raichu, Alolan Form of Z-moves, and Mega Altaria. We then have our opponent, which has Thunderous Eye, Hippowdon, Darmanitan, Alolan Muck, Bronzong, Go-Go with Z-moves, Deoxys Speed, Excadrill, Terrakion with Z-moves, Cofagrigus, and Mega Blastoise. He brought the exact same 6 he brought last time, except instead of Terrakion, he brought Deoxys Speed, which I mean I understand why. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I really expected to see the Alolan Muck, but no. Instead, he brought the Cofagrigus again. He brought the what is that thing called? The Excadrill again, which really helps out with the electric type weakness that his team has. So we'll get into it right now. But anyways, so my team, I brought this time a Choice Scarf Victini. Last time I brought a Choice Band Victini. This time Scarf. I did that because he's gonna be Scarf Darmanitan. It's a really good mod against my team. Hits really hard, so I wanted to make sure that I could chip that thing down. Maybe like offensively check it like Victini can. We have V-Create, U-Turn, Bolt Strike, and Zen Headbutt. Just enough speed for Jolly Darmanitan. We then have our Tapu Koko here, which is similar to the spread we brought last time. It's a very defensive spread. We have we're Bold Nature this week. We have max HP, 12 defense, 4 special attack, 4 special defense, and then the rest in speed, which is 236. I believe this speed is here for the Thunderous Eye. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's here for. We have U-Turn and Grass Knot for the Hippo. We have Roost for longevity, and we have Nature's Madness for things like the Cofagrigus, for things like the Excadrill and the Bronzong, because that's my best way of chipping them down. In hindsight, I wish I took off Grass Knot and had T-Bolt just because of what he actually brought, because he did not bring the Hippo. I really thought he would, but he didn't both times, so that really sucks. We then have our Wakan Berry Manaphy. This Manaphy was originally a what is it called? A Z Rain Dance Manaphy that I got the Rain Dance off. I got that Z off, but he had Haze on his Cofagrigus, so it didn't really work out too well. We have Tail Glow, Surf, Energy Ball, and Ice Beam. Same 4 moves. We have Wakan Berry now because the whole point is if I can set up a Tail Glow and I can get up the and he brings in his Thunderous, he goes for the Discharge, the Thunderbolt, the Volt Switch, whatever it is, any electric move, then we're going to be able to take that hit and OHKO it back for sure. And basically at +3, this thing just runs through his entire team. If we outsped everything, I'm pretty sure we OHKO or 2KO everything on their team. The things we OHKO like are faster than us pretty much though, and the things that we don't OHKO, we 2KO and we like they don't do much back to us. So yeah. But anyways, we have our Halucha next up, which is a real Halucha set this week. We have Electric Seed, we're Jolly Nature, Acrobatics, Drain Punch, Roost, and Swords Dance. We have Speed. I believe the Speed is for a Scarf. I actually think it's for a Scarf Deoxys. I could be wrong, but like we're Jolly with 180 speed. It's either that or a Jolly or a Scarf Thunderous Eye, one of the two. But it's pretty important speed tier to hit. Rest in attack, a little bit in defense. Basically, it's just meant to kind of be the cleaner for the team. At +2, it just runs through the entire roster outside of the Cofagrigus because he has the Mummy ability. We then have our Nidoqueen, which is Life Orb. I did not change a single thing on this set. We have Modest Nature, Life Orb, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. This Nidoqueen did absolutely nothing the last time we played him, so hopefully he can do a bit more. And then finally we have our Alolan Persian Wakanda, which was the sweeper for the last week that we played him. We have Parting Shot, Fake Out, Foul Play, and Toxic, and it's a really strong set against his team, especially the team that he brought. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So looking at his team, I'm thinking, you know what, I gotta lead with my Persian. It's really good against his team, 2 KOs most things, so I just want to go with that, click it. I have enough, like, I have good moves to basically cover everything that his team would want to go for, and I can Parting Shot out of if I really need to. So in comes my Persian, and he's actually going to lead with Big Chungus, which is going to be his Darmanitan, which I didn't hope was the lead. If I thought this was going to be the lead, I would probably lead my my Manaphy, but oh well. I'm going to go for the Fake Out here, just get some little bit of chip on the Darmanitan. Every little bit of chip is important, especially if it's going to be using Flare Blitz to hit me, so I'll have tons of recoil. I now go for the what's it called, the Foul Play, and the fact that he outsped me shows that he actually is Choice Scarfed, and by that damage, doing 72 HP, that showed me he can't be Scarfed. Like, I don't know what it was about my calc, but it was literally impossible for him to do that much amount of damage unless it was a crit or he was like Life Orb or Banded, but that doesn't make sense because he wasn't that. So I honestly was super shocked. At this point, I'm like, I took a lot of time between this turn and between this turn just because I want to check to make sure that my Persian actually had the proper stats, and it did have the proper stats. So I don't know what went wrong with that. So I don't know. I honestly don't know, but maybe like Fur Coat doesn't work against fire types. I really don't know why it didn't work out, but it's okay. I go for the Foul Play again on this thing. Getting this thing low is really important because my Hawlucha doesn't have the Rock Slide this week, and that's a big reason. So just getting this thing down and getting rid of it really quickly is really important because of the potential Prankster Thunderwave. I don't know if he's going to have Prankster Thunderwave or he's going to be the Defiant set based on the way he brought it in. But in comes the Darmanitan, and I'm like, you know what? He can't KO me with a U-turn here. He just cannot. With a Flare Blitz, sure, he'll KO me, but like, U-turn won't KO me. And then I was like, wait, Flare Blitz shouldn't KO me again unless he's like adamant. And I'm like, okay, you know what? He's probably adamant nature, but I couldn't confirm it because he did so much damage with the U-turn. It just didn't make sense. But he's gonna take some recoil. I go into Scrap Boost my Manaphy here. We are barely not 2 KO'd by this thing. If he's jolly, if he's adamant, then yeah, he should be able to 2 KO me depending on the rolls he gets. So I'm just going to go for the Tail Glow here because I don't think he's going to stay in to risk me being a Scarf Manaphy or me KOing him back because he needs this thing around. It's really important for him. So he's going to switch out and he's going to go into his Thunderous once again. And this thing obviously outspeeds me. It has electric moves, it has potential Discharge, it has potential Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, whatever it is. So I'm just going to go for the Surf here. He has no resist on his roster right now, so I can just fire off that Surf and just do a clean, 75% to pretty much everything on his entire team. So I go for the Surf here, he goes to the Discharge, we eat our Wakan Berry, and we're going to be able to make sure that this thing goes down, as long as we don't get paralyzed, that is. And he does 60 points of health, and we do manage to pick up the KO here, as we do not get paralyzed. So down goes this thing. It's one less threat to my Hawlucha sweeping, which is really important. I need to have an end game of that because I just need to wither down the Cofagrigus, get rid of that potentially, and then we're good to go. So in comes Big Chungus. I really wish I had Rocks of this game, but I just didn't. So that really sucks. And he's going to go for the U-turn here, and he's going to do about what I expect. I mean, he does what? That's 47 damage, so that's not too bad. And I can go for the Surf here as he brings in his Bronzong, which, I mean, brings in the Bronzong, it's fine. Like, I wish he'd brought the Cofagrigus, but Bronzong comes in, it makes more sense. He needs Cofagrigus for my Hawlucha. I just wish he had misplayed a little bit there and make the game just a touch easier, but it's okay. We're going to be able to do about 75%, 65% of that thing, and we can go for another Surf and pick up a second KO with Manaphy. So Manaphy, once again, doing a really good job breaking my opponent's team, and at this point I'm expecting to go back into his Darmanitan or into his Wet Noodle, that is his Deoxys speed. Now, if he goes into Deoxys, then we should be able to live a hit depending on his spread. I don't know what his spread would be, but if he's like a physical set with like knockoff and he's support Deoxys, we should live. But you're going to see he goes to the Thunderbolt here. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was trying to calc to see if there's any reason for me to think like he's an offensive one or a defensive one, or maybe he's got like a ton of investment in attack or special attack or whatever it is. So I couldn't really tell based on that damage. A min roll would have been enough to kill me. Now, here's the thing. He probably prepped this thing to outspeed a max speed Scarf Victini, which if he did, then good on him. But at this point, I still have to make sure that I can kill him, because at this point, a Specs Shadow Ball should not be able to kill me. That's just how weak a Deoxys speed is. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here. He's going to switch out, and he's going to go into something else, and he's going to go into Big Chungus, his Darmanitan. And this thing is such a problem. Oh my god. I wish I had V-created, but that wouldn't have KO'd him, so U-turn was my right play, even though I could have gotten a clean bit of damage off him if I had gone for the V-create. But I go into my Nidoking here. And this is pretty much where I'd figure out if he is adamant or not, because if he's jolly, we don't die to a Flare Blitz, but if he's adamant, we do drop. And let's just see, is he adamant or is he jolly? He's going to go for the flameless. He outspeeds us, of course, because he is scarfed and we are not. And he's going to do, what, 167 points of health and KO us. So Nidoking brought twice and does absolutely nothing both times. So God, I wish I was a defensive Nidoking both weeks, and but I just couldn't based on what his team was, but that's on me. Anyways, I go for the V-Create here, and we are going to be able to pick the KO on the Darmanitan. So finally, this thing goes down after being such a huge pain for us to deal with. Now the good news is, he has left his Cofagrigus, he has his Deoxys, and he has his Excadrill. I outspeed 2 of those things still. If he goes into his Excadrill, which he does, I'm going to V-Create again, because we should OHKO unless he's sashed. I think even a, what is it called? Even the Fire Resist Berry, Aqua Berry, Excadrill should drop. But he actually pulls a double and he goes into Keegan, which is his Cofagrigus. I really do not expect him to be a double scarfing team. I didn't expect him to have the scarf on Excadrill too, so I decided to stay, and that's why I mostly decided to. So yeah, we do about 45% to this this thing, and unfortunately for us, we cannot KO him with a second V-Create, and we do have the Mummy now, so I really need to make sure I get out of there, and I have to go with my Koko here. I only have 3 mons left, being my Koko, my Victini, and my Hawlucha, all of which are at max HP, and I can switch out now, go with my Koko here. We're not going to be able to take too much damage from the Shadow Ball. We are pretty especially defensive, and just based on like the calc of a non-offensive Cofagrigus, we should be able to boost up all over this thing and just pretty much do whatever we want to it, which is really important. So I'm going to go for she's going to go for the Shadow Ball here, and unfortunately for us, he gets the special defense drop. That means that we cannot wall this thing. That's a really, really big turn. It changes a lot of how I have to play. So instead of being able to like just roost stall him out, I have to go for the Nature's Madness here. And basically, well, Nature's Madness was like the right play anyway, just in case he switched out into his Excadrill. But at this point, I can't even switch out. I can't even go for the what is it called? I can't go for the U-turn, the roost safely, because I have to U-turn out based on the damage that he's done. You see, he's just done a crazy amount of damage to me, so I have to U-turn. It's my only play, and basically, had I been able to have enough health in this thing, then you're going to see the Deoxys becomes a lot less of a problem. So that special defense drop really plays a huge role in how the game ends up turning out. But it's okay, I go for the U-turn here, and he stays in. I didn't expect him to stay in, but I should probably gone for the Grass Knot there. It wouldn't have done crazy amount of damage, but Grass Knot was probably the better play, and sacking off my Koko. But I needed to have the ability to bring out the Electric Terrain. So I go into my Victini here because I can't have my Hawlucha taking damage or wear out its Electric Seed, just because of the Mummy ability. If I had like Rock Slide or something, that would have been great, but I didn't have it. So I'm gonna go with my Victini. It's gonna hurt with the Shadow Ball, and I can go for the V-Create right now. Basically, we claim a kill, which is really important. So I go for the V-Create here, as he's going to be able to switch out, and he's going to be able to just sack off his Excadrill. His Excadrill came to both games as well, did nothing both times. Was just to sack this game, and the other game was just like fodder for my Persian. But yeah, V-Create's going to come out. V-Create's going to completely obliterate this thing. So that's really important to note. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if I just sacked off my Koko, did I just win there? That's what I'm thinking. But I would have, like, I don't know. It's early in the morning. I can't really think about it. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I made a misplay by keeping it around. But it's okay. He goes into this thing. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my Koko here, and I'm going to be able to basically just gauge how much damage he has. I don't have another turn of terrain, but I should live if he goes for T-Bolt, which he does. And you can see here, he does, what that was that 30 or 40? I can't remember. I was at 59, I go down to 19. This is another big turn, because I like did math in my head, and I did stupidly. I don't know why. I work with numbers like every day. This is insane. But I did 59 minus 19 and said, you know what, that's 30. Yeah. So it's not 30, it's 40, right? I'm being dumb. Do I have to check right now to make sure? 59 minus, yeah, because 19 becomes 29, 39, 49. Yeah, it's 40. So I said it's 30, and I was looking at my calcs. I'm like, okay, the only way he could be, the only way he could do 30 points of health to me is if he is a no special attack minus special attack nature Deoxys. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. My, what is it called? My team gives any hits that he wants to go for, so I am good to go here no matter what. I'm gonna get some health back. My play now is to switch out. I go actually into my Hawlucha here, I believe it is, and then I switch back into my, yeah, I think I go into Hawlucha here. Yeah, I go to Hawlucha, and I'm gonna pull a double back into my Koko to get my terrain back up. He's gonna go for the Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball was the right play, And based on the damage, I'm like, okay, I didn't even bother calculating, did not even look at it. I'm gonna switch back out, and I go into my Coco again, gonna sack it off so I can get my terrain up, and then I'm gonna go into my Victini, because I should have enough turns to basically do whatever I want to the Deoxys. I know I won't outspeed him, it was just a hunch, so that's why I go into my Victini here, because I go into my Hawlucha and I do match with the KO, or well, I shouldn't be able to pick the KO, I don't know, like, I go into my Victini here, I think this was the better play. I'm going to go for the V-Create here, and we should be able to pick up KO on anything he goes for. Unfortunately, he goes to the Shadow Ball, and I was thinking to myself, we live this hit no matter what, and unfortunately for us, we actually do drop. So, because I calculated as doing 30 HP instead of 40 HP, that changed my plays quite a bit, and unfortunately was pretty much what was going to end the game for us, because at this point we are not going to be able to OHKO this thing, especially because he has Terrain, he has Thunderbolt, we'll be able to OHKO us. So we're going to drop here, we're going to lose 2-0, and unfortunately for us, we're going to be knocked out of the playoffs. Really sucks. Wish we had been able to pick up the win here, but what are you going to do? Just, it is what it is. We lost to a really good team, really good coach, and as much as I wanted to keep going, I did feel like we had a really strong team. I don't think I used it as well as I could have. I think my Nidoking this season was god-awful. I did not do a good job with that, and it kind of bit me in the butt later on because I basically played the game 6-on-5. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, there was a lot of things that happened that game. The special defense drop on my Coco was big. It wasn't enormous, but it really changed it, I guess, how I would have like approached the Coffer Grigus. But it is what it is. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this battle, make sure to leave a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Make sure to go check out Danza. His link will be in the description below, just like the rest of the coaches in PCL, whether or not they made it into the playoffs. Also, guys, I highly suggest checking out the PCL fan server. We have the PCL D-League going on now as well, which is incredible. I believe week 1 or week 2 went up recently, so you should go and check that out as well. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys all next time.